how's that working out for you guys now? What is a good opportunity in real estate? It always has been. Speculators are lazy. Business people are what I'm looking for here. What's a good opportunity in real estate? Something you can buy, put a small down payment on, not worry about adjustable interest rates, and have the tenant pay off the underlying stupid loan. Does that make sense to you guys? And in 15, 12, or 11 years from now, you wake up and you've got a free and clear little duplex. What happens 11 years from now when you wake up with a free and clear little duplex? What happens? It gives you options, doesn't it? And you get another one, and another one, and another one, and then you go and say, you know what? I love this business, but I don't have to go to work today. Is that okay, guys? We're going to take advantage of leverage. I know all the rich people in real estate in North America, Canada, the U.S., they're all buddies of mine. I've grown up with them all. And this is how they did it. So let's see if we can't make that happen for you. Tomorrow, I'd love to have on your list a few things we're going to do to get some more listings. So how do you guys get listings? Now, I've got 75 ways I could talk about. I don't have the time. So talk to me. How do you guys, what are you thinking of doing to get more listings? Have I convinced you that having more listings might be important? Well, longer, they don't sell. What do you have to have a listing to sell? A motivated seller, right? At the right price. Okay. Now, there are some undermotivated sellers at the wrong price, right? But since we're generating more listing leads, what can we do to those people?
Make them smart.
What's your first name?
Sandy.
Sandy. You know Mr. Johnson? Sir, now, I walk into the house. I probably shouldn't have gone to the listing presentation in the first place because I couldn't pin down his motivation. He said something like he's thinking about retiring, but he doesn't have to. Oh, that's always a great way to start out a conversation, isn't it? And then he says, I'd like to get top dollar like my neighbor did in '06. But my house is a little bit smaller, but I'm sure that in that time it's appreciated. Now, I didn't do a lot of lead generation for the last 2 months, so I had to tell my spouse I was going to do something that week, so I get off and I do the listing presentation, right? And you walk in and it smells, and it's dark, and it's overpriced, and he wants to cut your commission. And what do you guys do with that? What do some of you do with it? You list it. And this guy is a pain giver. For the next month, all you're doing is not wanting to go in the office because this guy's going to call and ask you why you're not on the cover of the Wall Street Journal. Now, if you generate enough listing leads, what could you say to this guy? If you knew you were going to have 2 more listing presentations that week, and you knew this guy didn't have motivation, and you knew that it wasn't, since you work for free until close, you knew that this thing was going to cost you money and time, what could you say to this guy? Now look, we're nice people. We're in a small town. I'm not going to say, hey, idiot. You know, Mr. Johnson, I don't know if I had the tools necessary to achieve your goals, but Sandy in the office? Let's say you were just brand new, okay? Sandy in the office totally specializes in what you're asking for. And let me hook you up with Sandy. And I go back to the office, and there's Sandy in the new agent cubicle. You guys know where the new agent cubicle is, right? In the corner, you know, with the flickering light bulb and the cobwebs. And there's Sandy going, what the heck am I going to do next? And Sandy, I got this seller, kind of a wiener head. I don't know if he's going to sell or not, but he says he wants, I don't have the time, man. Will you take him on for me for a referral fee?
Sure.
Well, if you didn't, I'd find some other new agent, Sandy. You guys okay? 35% work for you? Shh. Okay, so you guys okay with the stuff? I'm not going to take any more bad business. Is that okay? So what other kind of bad business you've been taking? How about short sales that don't have any chance of ever closing? Is it killing you? I've done more short sales in the U.S. than anybody other agent I know of. Now look it. Seller calls. I want to sell my house. You quickly learn they don't have the equity. to sell. You let them know that you are an expert and have the ability to have the bank accept less than what their mortgage is and still pay all closing costs. And that will actually help mitigate damage. Does it cure the damage to their credit report? It mitigates it, doesn't it? Short sales about 100% FICO hit, 100-point FICO hit. Foreclosure is about a 250-point FICO hit. What's better? Short sale. So it's not going to cure their credit, it's going to mitigate damage to their stupid credit, right? But if they don't care about their credit, if they say, well, gosh, Walter, we're behind on all of our payments, all of our credit cards, declared bankruptcy 3 years ago, what's their motivation to do a short sale? Well, possibly if the bank's threatening to come after them for a deficiency judgment after the close, that might be one reason. But would you guys please watch short sale sellers that you don't think have any motivation to go through with a short sale? Do you know that a foreclosure with somebody that already has a 380 FICO score isn't that bad of a thing? You okay with me on the concept of that? And plus, what do they get? Their payments are $1,000 a month. How long is it taking for these banks to foreclose? 4 months? That's legal. 6 months? 8 months? You ever hear about shadow inventory? They don't want any more hitting the street. So the guy was making $1,000 a month payment. Now he's making no payments. And he stays there for a year before they hit the NOD, the notice of default. Then it's another 4 months. Then he still stays there after the hammer's dropped. And they have to file an unlawful detainer or an eviction notice to get the guy out of there. He doesn't care. He's already got a 320 FICO. And he stays there 2 years. He reaps $24,000 in payments he didn't have to make. What does $24,000 sound like to you? If he was smart enough to actually put him in the bank. What does it sound like to you? A down payment on another property. All he's got to do is marry somebody with a credit rating. You guys listen to this stuff? Yes? Are there motivations from some sellers just not to do anything? But no, you take that listing, you bust your rear negotiating with the bank, and 3 months later the seller goes, yeah, a lot of work, and I don't really want to fill out that paperwork, and I don't really want you to show the house, and he breaks off a pencil in your lockbox, and you wonder why he doesn't return your phone calls. Would it be smart to make sure that your short sale seller has a little motivation? He wants to try to protect something. You ask him, hey, are there any additional liens on the property? And what do they all say? Oh, no. So I'm big with teams. So would it make sense to just commit all your business to one title company? And then go ahead and before you make the listing presentation, call the title company and say, hey, look, man, you're on my website under trusted affiliates. I tell all my sellers and buyers to use you. I use you all the time. I'm your guy. I give you all my title business. I would like to have a preliminary title report on my desk in the next 24 hours. I don't go on listing presentations on short sales without a prelim. What's a prelim? It's a title insurance policy without the insurance attached. Does it cost title companies money to produce that? Yes. You're their best client. Will they give it to you for free? Yes. Ask for it. And all of a sudden you're going on a listing presentation and you see this guy's got an IRS lien, alimony lien, mechanics lien, judgments. Those all have to get paid off before you can do the foreclosure. Do any of those people want to just waive their debt? Quit with the pain, guys. I haven't gone on a listing presentation yet, have I? What's the next thing I'm going to do? There's some benefits to doing a short sale. What are the benefits? The listing presentation's really short. Okay with the concept there? I want it even shorter. So in the letter book that we'll show you later, it's got a 17-page letter explaining on how short sales work in Illinois. And you know what? I email that to them before my listing presentation and make them promise they're going to read it. They're now professionals on how short sales work. Why did I do that? So I have to sit there and explain the process to them. So what's my listing presentation?
Sign on the dotted line.
Sign here. What did I list it at? What price? Am I trying to get top dollar?